be some shots fired tonight in the room.
It's not a particularly secure building.
He goes running. He seemed to have something in his hands. Build the White House ballroom.
We need levels of security that probably nobody's ever seen before.
He shot straight through the elevator. Dana White's like, I knew the script before it happened.
They were screaming, get down. I didn't get down. It was fucking awesome.
Literally everything is a conspiracy. Cole Allen was the alleged shooter who tried to take out President Trump. Now we take a look at who this guy is in the middle. His name is Oz Perlman, and I've covered him in a previous video. He's a mentalist who was born in northern Israel. Perlman moved to the United States due to his father's career as an engineer. He was also a lieutenant commander in the Israeli Navy. You might be wondering, why would I bring this up? Well, he went on the Joe Rogan podcast a few years ago and scared the bejesus out of Joe. He ended up guessing Joe Rogan's PIN code for his bank card.
How'd I do, Joe? Is that your ATM PIN code?
Yeah, that's weird. I'm skeptical because I've got that PIN code in the mail. I don't like that.
Now that's kind of strange. It's also weird that Trump didn't seem to react, but listen, he's also 80 years old. But I want you to take a look at this guy in the crowd. He seems a little comfortable with the circumstances. He's eating his mashed potatoes. He couldn't be bothered. Dana White's like, I knew the script before it happened. This is nothing. We're good.
Tables getting flipped over, guys running in with guns, and they were screaming, get down. I didn't get down. It was fucking awesome. I literally took every minute of it in, and pretty crazy, unique experience.
So you were on the aisle? What exactly did you see?
We were sitting right in front of the table.
Okay.
Right in front of where the president
was. Yes, and what exactly happened? So someone got tackled, or like what?
Nobody got tackled, but guys came in looking for shooters. And they came toward our table. I thought the shooter was over by us or something. But, yeah.
Now, all of those things are strange because everyone seemed to be very comfortable. But this is Caroline Leavitt before the actual speech and event even happened.
This speech tonight will be classic Donald J. Trump. It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room.
I don't know. That seems a little on the nose for me, considering there was a shooter. Now, the alleged shooter is a guy by the name of Cole Allen. And yes, he does have his pronouns in his bio, which already makes him a little guilty, right? Let's be honest. A guy with the he, him in there is probably diametrically opposed to Donald Trump. But let's proceed. You can see that he is an intelligent guy. He was a software developer, mechanical engineer. He even had a fellowship at NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory. That fellowship was in 2014, and in that same year, NASA published a paper. One of the authors of that paper was a man by the name of Henry Martinez. As you can see here, he worked for Lockheed Martin Space Systems. We were able to track down an account on X by the name of Henry Martinez. He only posted on this account one time in 2023, and what was that post? Cole Allen. I was asking myself, where's the silver lining though? Like, what are we trying to say with all of these coincidences? Well, ultimately, we know that there's a lot of scientists that have recently gone missing, not just in America, but also in China. And this sort of lines up, maybe Cole Allen wasn't, unalived, or he obviously is not missing, but he may have been set up as a fall guy. Here's a clip posted by President Trump that shows the exact moment that the gunman was seen running. Let's check this out. You'll see him start to book it straight through the security here. They're all hanging out. Look at him, roof. He goes running. He seemed to have something in his hands. It's hard to see though. Luckily, they ended up apprehending him, right? We have to assume this isn't AI, but these days, how do you know? We upscaled the video footage with AI to just give you a slightly clearer visual representation. You can take a look at it here. I like how the security guard all of a sudden has a do-rag on. I brought up the fact that Oz Perlman, the mentalist, was from Israel. And I kind of have to say this because everyone in the comments is talking about it, but there's an image of Cole Allen wearing an IDF shirt. I don't know what year this is from. You can make of it what you will. I don't really know where the correlation is. I guess we would be saying that maybe he's like a Mossad agent, was programmed to do this in some way. I don't know. You guys can speculate in the comments, but I know that I had to add this into the video. No, but there's a lot of us that feel like there's something really fugazi about this, and there might be a cover-up going on as well. Take a look at this clip from Fox News, man. It's odd.
I want to just quickly tell you, I was sitting next to Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary's husband. He was one of our guests. He was seated right next to me, and right as the dinner was starting, the national anthem happened, and then he kind of leaned over and said, I watched you on TV, you do a great job. You need to be very safe. And he was just very serious when he said that to me. And he kind of looked around the room and he said, there are some...
And they cut her audio out right there. Keep listening. Check this out.
Sounds like we lost Aisha's phone there. And
sure.
Happens, by the way, especially when you have so many people attempting to utilize the same cell service at the same time.
It's 2026. What are you talking about? I'll tell you what, out of all the clips that I've seen so far, that one rubs me the wrong way. The timing in which they cut that call, what was she about to say? We got to get a hold of this lady. All right, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to reconstruct the actual sequence of events that occurred leading up to the shooting, because it's cool for me to sit here as a talking head and talk about conspiracies and IDF t-shirts and yada yada, but I want to know, man, what path did this guy take if this indeed happened? So as you can see here, he came in through the entrance. He shot straight through the elevator right here through this International Terrace International Ballroom area, and he cut a left right here. Now I'll show you exactly where that footage was taken before. You see these 3 doors? This is exactly where it went down, where you can see Cole Allen allegedly running across with what seemed to be a makeshift shotgun in his hand. That's what they're claiming it was. It wasn't a rifle, it was a makeshift shotgun. So he ran through, but they obviously caught him. You guys saw the picture of him with his hands behind his back. And also, oddly enough, before I continue with this tour, they didn't shoot him. If he had a gun in his hand, you didn't shoot him? Hard to believe that, man. But anyway, his goal was to go down these stairs, and he would have cut straight down here, and he would have entered the room where Trump and everyone else, the guests, were right here. So as you can see, this is a huge room, and with a makeshift shotgun, the president would have been on the stage right here. Man, that would have been a tough catch, because ultimately this whole ballroom was filled with, I don't know how many people, definitely over 1,000 people. He would have had to get all the way past all of these people to eventually get to the stage where he could have done some sort of damage. But I tell you what, he wasn't that far. He just had to get down those stairs, and maybe he could have done it, but again, with maybe like a rifle, a sniper rifle or something, he could have definitely done it. But with a makeshift shotgun, hard to believe. So the question is, did this guy do this on his own volition? Was this a guy who really wanted to get rid of the president, or was this some sort of Manchurian candidate type situation? Is he a fall guy for some sort of intelligence agency? It's hard to really tell these days, because you can say, oh, everything's a conspiracy, huh, Steve? Well, literally everything is a conspiracy. The question is why. Many people online are saying that it's because Trump is trying to get this multi-billion-dollar bomb-proof, bulletproof ballroom made at the White House. This is the president just shortly after the attempted assassination.
We looked at all of the conditions that took place tonight, and I will say, it's not a particularly secure building, and I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have all of the attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's actually a larger room, and it's much more secure. It's drone-proof, it's bulletproof glass. We need the ballroom. That's why Secret Service, that's why the military are demanding it. They've wanted the ballroom for 150 years for lots of different reasons, but today's a little bit different, because today we need levels of security that probably nobody's ever seen before.
And the White House just posted this: build the White House ballroom. He states that the ballroom is actually in construction right now. He claimed that there was a ridiculous ballroom lawsuit brought by a woman walking her dog who has no standing to bring such a suit, must be dropped immediately. Nothing should be allowed to interfere with its construction, which is on budget and substantially ahead of schedule. So it seems as if Trump was struggling to get the ballroom made legally because of the lawsuit, and maybe this situation was a way to sway the courts in his favor, and of obviously public perception as well. What's equally as revealing are all of these right-leaning bots. Check this out. This is why Trump needs a ballroom. Thank God President Trump is building a ballroom. This is why President Trump needs a ball. They're all saying the same exact thing. They all got the same script as soon as the situation went down. But there's another slightly more pedestrian viewpoint that you can take. Sometimes you have people that are hyper intelligent and they're very sensitive and they snap and they do things like this. It does happen. Not everything has to be correlated, but I tell you what, there's a lot of moments that happened that night that seem to be off. I'd love to know what you guys think down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you leave a like. It really helps us grow and it helps other people see these videos. Subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to be doing some live streams maybe once a week to keep up with the news cycle, because it's really difficult to post these videos quick enough to keep up with all the new information that's coming out. I'll see you guys in the next one.